Saint Augustine, commentary on Psalm 56, following. All day long my words they uphold. Verse 5. Thus they are, you know. Speak truth, preach truth, proclaim Christ to the heathen, proclaim the church to heretics, proclaim to all men salvation. They contradict, they abhor my words. But when my words they abhor, whom think ye they abhor, save him in whom I shall praise my discourses? All day long my words they abhorred. Let this at least suffice. Let them abhor words, no farther let them proceed, censure, reject. Be it far from them. Why should I say this? When words they reject, when words they hate, those words which from the fount of truth flow forth, what would they do to him through whom the very words are spoken? What but that which follows? Against me all the counsels of them are for evil. If the bread itself they hate, how spare they the basket wherein it is ministered? Against me all the counsels of them are for evil. If so even against the Lord himself, let not the body disdain that which has gone before in the head, to the end that the body may cleave to the head. Despised has been your Lord, and will you have yourself be honored by those men that have been put afar off from holy men? Do not for yourself wish to claim that which in him has not gone before. The disciple is no greater than his master. The servant is not greater than his Lord. If the master of the family they have called Beelzebul, how much more them of his household? Matthew 10:24 and 25. Against me all the counsels of them are for evil. They shall sojourn and shall hide. Verse 6. To sojourn is to be in a strange land. Sojourners is a term used of those then that live in a country not their own. Every man in this life is a foreigner, in which life ye see that which flesh we are covered round, through which flesh the heart can't be seen. Therefore the apostle says, do not before the time judge anything until the Lord come, and he shall enlighten the hidden things of darkness, and shall manifest the thoughts of the heart, and then praise shall be to each one from God. 1 Corinthians 4:5. Before that this be done, in this sojourning of fleshly life, everyone carries his own heart, then every heart to every other heart is shut. Furthermore, those men of whom the counsels are against this man for evil shall sojourn and shall hide, because in this foreign abode they are, and carry flesh, they hide guile in heart. Whatsoever of evil they think, they hide. Wherefore, because as yet this life is a foreign one, let them hide that shall appear, which they hide, and they too will not be hidden. There is also in this hidden thing another interpretation, which perchance will be more approved of. For out of those men that have been put afar off from holy men, there creep in certain false brethren, and they cause worse tribulations to the body of Christ, because they are not altogether avoided as if entirely aliens. Not even those men, nevertheless, let us fear, brethren. I will not fear what flesh does to me. Even if they sojourn, even if they go in, even if they feign, even if they hide, flesh they are. Do thou in the Lord hope, nothing to you shall flesh do. But he brings in tribulation, brings in treading down. There is added wine, because the grape is pressed. Your tribulation will not be unfruitful. Another sees you, imitates you, because you also, in order that you might learn to bear such a man, to your head has looked up that first cluster, and to whom there has come in a man that he might see, has sojourned and has hidden, to wit, the traitor Judas. All men therefore that with false heart go in, sojourning and hiding, do not thou fear. The father of these same men, Judas, with your Lord has been, and he indeed knew him, although Judas the traitor was sojourning and hiding. Nevertheless, the heart of him was open to the Lord of all. Knowingly he chose one man, whereby he might give comfort to you that wouldest not know whom you should avoid. For he might have not chosen Judas because he knew Judas. For he says to his disciples, Have not I chosen you 12, and one out of you is a devil? John 6:70. Therefore even a devil was chosen. Or, if chosen he was not, how is it that he has chosen 12 and not rather 11? Chosen even if he is, but for another purpose. Chosen were 11 for the work of probation, chosen one for the work of temptation. Whence could he give an example to you that wouldest not know what men you should avoid as evil, of what men you should beware as false and artificial, sojourning and hiding, except he said to you, Behold, with myself I have had one of those very men. There has gone before an example, I have borne to suffer, I have willed that which I knew, in order that to you knowing not I might give consolation. That which to me he has done, the same he will do to you also, in order that he may be able to do much, in order that he may make much havoc. He will accuse, false charges, he will allege. These same men shall mark my heel, for they shall sojourn and hide in such sort, that they may mark where a man slips. Intent they are upon the heel, to see when a slip may chance to be made, in order that they may detain the foot for a fall, or trip up the foot for a stumble, certain that they may find that which they may accuse. And what man so walks that nowhere he slips? For example, how speedily is a slip made even in tongue? For it is written, Whosoever in tongue stumbles not, the same is a perfect man. James 3:2. What man, I pray, would dare himself to call or deem perfect? Therefore it must needs be that every one slip in tongue. But let them that shall sojourn and shall hide carp at all words, seeking somewhere to make snares and knotty false accusations, wherein they are themselves entangled before those whom they strive to entangle, in order that they may themselves be taken and perish before that they catch other men in order to destroy them. Whatever good thing I have said, whatever true thing I have said, of God I have said it, and from God have said it. Whatever other thing perchance I have said, which to have said I ought not, as a man I have said, but under God I have said. He that strengthens one walking does menace one straying, forgive one acknowledging, recalls the tongue, recalls him that slipped. Attend thou unto the discourses of him whom you blame, whether perchance he may teach you something to your health. And what he says shall be able to teach to my health, that has so slipped in words. This very thing perchance he is teaching you to your health, that you be not a carper at words, but a gatherer of precepts. As my soul has undergone, I speak of that which I have undergone. He was speaking as one experienced, as my soul has undergone. They shall sojourn and hide. Let my soul undergo all men, men without barking, men within hiding, let it undergo. From without coming like a river comes temptation. On the rock let it find you, let it strike against, not throw you down. The house has been founded upon a rock. Matthew 7:25. Within he is, he shall sojourn and hide. Suppose chaff is near you, let there come in the treading of oxen, let there come in the roller of temptations. You are cleansed, the other is crushed. For nothing you shall save them. Verse 7. He has taught us even for these very men to pray. However they shall sojourn and hide, however deceitful they be, however dissemblers and liars in wait they be, do thou pray for them, and do not say, shall God amend even such a man, so evil, so perverse? Do not despair. Give heed to him whom you ask, not him for whom you ask. The greatness of the disease do you see? The might of the physician do you not see? They shall sojourn and hide, as my soul has undergone. Undergo, pray. And there is done what? For nothing you shall save them. You shall make them safe so as that nothing to you it may be, that is, so that no labor to you it may be. With men they are despaired of, but thou with the word dost heal. You will not toil in healing, though we are astounded in looking on. There is another sense in this verse, for nothing you shall save them, with not any merits of their going before you shall save them. They shall not bring to you he-goats, rams, bulls, not gifts and spices shall they bring you in your temple, not anything of the drink offering of a good conscience do they pour thereon. All in them is wrath, all fall, all to be detested. And thou they to you bring nothing whereby they may be saved, for nothing you shall save them, that is, with the free gift of your grace. In anger the peoples you shall bring down. You are angry and dost bring down, dost rage and save, dost terrify and call. Thou fillest with tribulations all things, in order that being set in tribulations men may fly to you. Lest by pleasures and a wrong security they be seduced. From your anger is sin, but that of a father. A father is angry with the son, the despiser of his injunctions. Being angry with him, he boxes him, strikes, pulls the ear, drags with hand, leads to scorn. How many men have entered, how many men have filled the house of the Lord in the anger of him brought down, that is, by tribulations terrified and with faith filled? For to this end tribulation stirs up, in order to empty the vessel which is full of wickedness, so as that it may be filled with grace. O God, my life I have turned out to you. Verse 8. For that I live has been your doing, and for this reason I tell out my life to you. But did not God know that which he had given? What is that which you tell out to him? Will you teach God? Far be it. Therefore, why says he, I have told out to you? Is it perchance because it profits you that I have told out my life? And what does it profit God? To the advantage of God it does profit. I have told out to God my life, because that life has been God's doing. In like manner as his life Paul the apostle did tell out, saying, I that before was a blasphemer and a persecutor and injurious, he shall tell out his life. But mercy I have obtained. 1 Timothy 1:13. He has told out his life, not for himself, but for him, because he has told it out in such sort that in him men believe, not for his own advantages, but for the advantages of him. O God, my life I have told out to you. You have put my tears in your sight. You have hearkened to me, imploring you. As also in your promise, because as you had promised this thing, so you have done. You have said you would hearken to one weeping. I have believed, I have wept, I have been hearkened unto, I have found you merciful in promising, true in repaying.